Hi everyone, welcome back, and I hope you all are doing well. We are back again with another Spotlight series, and the Spotlight series number is 14, which means there are 13 projects which have already been covered. In the previous series, I've never talked about the numbers, but I want to specifically highlight the numbers because I want you to go back and check all the projects that have been covered. And today as well, we have a very, very special project with us, and that's around Security Coding Dojo. So the leader which we have with us is Paul UNESCO. He's one amazing person I've been following. He's done amazing work when it comes to the code reviews, when it comes to educating people about code reviews. I've seen his videos, I've seen his presentations. They are marvelous, incredible. So I would say after the session, or once you take a look at this presentation, do check out his profile. It's incredible. Like, if you want to get to know more about code reviews, he's one of the guys to go. So let me give a warm welcome to Paul. Paul, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, Vandana. Thank you so much for having us. What a great idea, this Spotlight series, to showcase the open source project that the OWASP community has put together to do what, well, this is our mission, educate people about how to code securely, how to give them the tools to do so. It's my honor actually to be part of your show. Just a quick overview of the Secure Coding Dojo. Well, it's a platform for delivering secure coding knowledge. It does definitely include code review, which you have mentioned. Code review, by the way, if it has security aspects included into it, it is the most effective way to prevent security bugs. Very early in the development lifecycle, you can, if you have, you're a junior developer and there's, your first commit, and you get another developer to come over and review your commit, and they see that you're just introducing a SQL injection. There's almost no cost, okay? There's no, like, you don't need to log a bug. You don't need to run some tools to find it. You don't need to hire some expensive pen testing company to find it. And well, it doesn't get exploited, right? That's like the ultimate cost. So
yeah, absolutely.
So among other things, this is what the dojo does, is teaching people how to recognize security flaws during code review. Should I do a demo?
Absolutely. Let's get straight into the demo, and we will tell the people how exactly they can use it. Now, please go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, the OWASP project website. Okay, yes. So let's get started. This is the OWASP Secure Coding Dojo project website. So you can find it from the OWASP homepage. Just if you Google OWASP Secure Coding Dojo, you'll find it. And it tries to summarize what the dojo is. It includes a bunch of resources that can help you get started with the dojo. We use the dojo in all kinds of settings. We use the dojo at universities. We actually had a workshop at University of Ottawa. We had over 70 students that attended that session, and it was very successful. They loved it. And some of the things that the teachers are telling me is like they don't teach these things in university, and such a course would almost need its own, just having one course for software security and covering all kinds of things, covering software security flaws and covering how to test for them and so on. If not a course on itself, at least each programming course should have one lesson on, for this programming language, what are the flaws. So, but then we also use the dojo in company settings. So I used it at companies I work at, and it's very successful with developers. So it integrates with Slack. It integrates with LDAP. So if you are leading your secure coding program at your company and you're looking for a tool to deploy, this is it. And members of your team will log in with the authentication method in your company, and you can track progress. And anyways, it integrates with an enterprise environment, I should say. It's open source, obviously. Apache 2 license. You can take it and modify it. It's made up of a portal, which is the chunk of it. The portal is just where the lessons are. But then the way it works is that there's separate training sites, that training insecure websites, if you will. So we don't host those on the portal because obviously you don't want people to hack the portal. So there's separate, it's a modular type of structure. And you can integrate with sites of your own as well. So that's just how the training portal front page looks like. This is how you see the team stats. So you see, how many people have completed, and the nice part is that you have a library of secure coding practices that you can go to and reference from your, let's say if there's a bug you found, you're an application security engineer, you found the bug, and you want to give development team some references on how to fix the bug, you can use one of these code blocks, I call them. Secure Coding Dojo is a martial arts school for secure coding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think this is really, really incredible. Anyone can just go ahead and pick it up and start learning from here.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. As a matter of fact, so these are the Secure Coding Dojo modules. You can modularize it, add more. But the Secure Code Review training module is actually, you don't need to install anything. It's running straight out of GitHub. So if you click on this link on the side, GitHub static site, that's it here. So the important aspect is that this thing, it's a little bit different than other insecure sites or hacking challenges or CTFs that you may be used to. It's actually not asking you to find the bug. It's asking you to find the best practice. So the question here, which is the safe code? So you got two snippets. One is this one over here. Then this one over here is the other. And the question is, which of them is preventing a command injection attack? I had to calculate a bit of that, make sure the right side. So this code here is using a parameterized approach to executing the command. This one is concatenating strings, and that's the wrong way. Now, if you were to choose the wrong solution,
right,
then it would tell you that the sample is concatenating the input in the OS command, right? So it tells you why it's wrong.
Right.
And then there's the next one is an SQL injection example, but there's some other examples too from C++ or C, I should say. So here's another interesting one. Which one prevents a buffer overflow?
Left one prevents it.
That's correct. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So while this is public, the portal itself, the training portal, would require a deployment. So you have to install it in your own environment. I have it running here on my local host. It's on Docker Hub, so you can deploy with Docker.
Mm-hmm.
In the GitHub repository, there is command docker compose up, and you have it running. Then you can put up any other web service in front you need, so you can deploy it in your own environment. It supports local authentication and enterprise authentication. So if you were to log in with enterprise authentication, you'd see Slack or SAML or something else in the dropdown. But this being my development environment, Dojo user.
So we can integrate it with any other platform as well. So it supports SAML, OAuth. So we can just call it in the organization, and we can specifically set this lab for an organization.
That's right.
I think I'm going to use it in my trainings because I use most of the containers for my lab. And this is going to be one fun lab for the training, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Now, what you're seeing here is just 2 of the training modules. Once you start digging into it more, you'll find there's 3 more training modules. So there's 5 in total, but these are kind of the entry-level ones. This is what you start with. The one that we were talking about is the secure code review one. This is how it looks like, right? So it gives you the challenge description. For example, input validation. How to what are the advantages of input validation and what you should use, why you should use it, and block lists versus allow lists, how you shouldn't be using block lists, and then when you are done reading, you click and you go to here, right? So it takes you straight here, and then you get to solve the problem. And then once you're done solving the problem, you just come back here and you submit the challenge code. So it's kind of like CTF, right? Where you get a code, right. The code gets salted. So each participant gets their own code, right? So you take this salt from Dojo, sign the salt in the vulnerable site, and then you come back here. Now that's the warm-up. There's 6 challenges. You finish it in 15 minutes. The next one, the black belt, it's a little bit more involved. So you got about 22 different lessons. And this one is, well, okay, so if I was to do a challenge from the black belt module, it's a little bit more involved. Actually, besides just choosing the correct snippet, you actually now have to hack a website. So the vulnerable website is called Insecure Inc. And this one is a command injection vulnerability. And you have a bunch of text here. So first of all, you learn about vulnerability. There's the MITRE references to it. So you can click on that. So learn about the common weakness enumerator. Then a bit about, how does OS command injection happen? Like here, there's a piping, the attack itself. Then what you have to do, your task is to get the contents of etc password. And then it also gives you the vulnerable code. So this is the vulnerable code, you got it, now exploit it. So you can see here that it's similar to the sample we were looking at earlier in the warm-up, and that it concatenates the ping command by using the string format, just like this, right? So it does a bin sh -c, and then it formats the ping command. Now, if you are a visual person, there is an attack gram. Okay, so the attack gram helps you understand the vulnerability a little better just at a glance. We can see that the attacker is sending evil shell into the program. The program puts it into its normal ping functionality, but hey, one of the commands will do the ping, but the other will execute the evil shell. So then you play the challenge. So playing the challenge takes you to insecuring. And here we have OS command injection right here. And so here we have the application, and it's got an update server, and it's doing a check on the update during the update. If we try to change some stuff, local host, I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, it worked. So we can see that it tried to do a ping to localhost, right? We conveniently have the command, so pretty easy. And now we can start playing with it, right? So now we can take that example and try to do concatenation. And here we would want to cat etc password, right?
Yeah.
And it says invalid server name. Oh no. Okay, so if we go back here and we look at the code, we see that we have a bit of block listing here. Okay, so there is some validation. Probably some pen tester came or some security tester came. They did the test and they found the vulnerability, and the developer fixed it, but they didn't fix it right. They just fixed it for the payload that was given to them. And so that's the difference between being reactive versus proactive with security defenses. And so we can see that pipe is being replaced, ampersand is being replaced, backtick is being replaced, single colon, semicolon is not replaced. So let's try that one.
Right.
We'll put a semicolon instead. And we got it.
This is amazing.
So then you just go get your code. Congratulations, and then you get to sign your code, right? Because this is, like I said, this is a vulnerable site. We want it to stay somewhere else outside of your network, isolated VPC, and this one is the one where you want your challenge stuff to be. So I passed this challenge, but I'll show you with another one how you'd validate that your challenge was completed. So you get a salt, and then you sign your challenge code. Then you go back to the dojo and paste it in. There's obviously, when you're done with everything, you get confetti and you get the badge, okay? And this badge is something you can share, okay? So if you were in a company setting or university where this was publicly hosted, then you can copy the share link and put it on social media, and we'll show you this badge.
And I think this is something which is very, very important for anyone, any organization. I've been speaking with the leaders. The one problem or the challenge that they face is that there are people who are red teamers. There are people who say we can break things, But when it comes to explaining things where exactly a developer can fix, it's such a big challenge. So I think this is the way the teams can learn secure code review, where the issue can be, looking at the code, and what are the best practices that they can follow.
Spot on,
Yeah,
spot on.
yeah, great. So thank you so much, Paul, for sharing all the references and wonderful demo. I am sure a lot of people would learn from here and would reach out to you for sure. And you'll get a lot of volunteers, and so the project will flourish and people will use it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, Vandana. My pleasure. Bye.
So thank you. Yeah, take care. Have a great day.